South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun. We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. But he died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. All righty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this Thurby Day Thursday. We welcome you to the show, coming to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studio station at the South Point Studio Streaming Network at YouTube, at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard. And we welcome you to the show. We welcome, by the way, all of the other platforms that we have, folks running around town here listening to us on our anchor station, Sports Talk 1400 AM. And 107.1 FM, our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas.world.global, iPhone, Android, and Google phone. We got you covered with your with the apps. KSHP app, you can listen to us through the radio station. Of course, the YouTube app, you can see and listen to us on the YouTube app on your devices. And, of course, anywhere you get your podcasting. We welcome you to the show on this Thursday before the Kentucky Derby. First, I want to thank everybody that participated in and everybody who watched last night's Kentucky Derby special show, the Race Day Las Vegas Kentucky Derby special show brought to you by the South Point. It was a heck of a time. We had a lot of great handicappers, a lot of great stories on it. Just in case you missed it, and bring a note from your mom, but if you missed it, you can still get it on YouTube right now. They, of course, archived the show, so you can get it there. You can also get it on our website at Race Day Las Vegas, but it's a worthwhile. I know we did it on Wednesday, and a lot of people just don't get mind-framed, get ready for the Kentucky Derby until, like tomorrow or Saturday morning. So the show is there if you want to see it, just in case you didn't see it last night. And I want to thank, of course, all of the crew behind the scenes for making it happen, and, of course, most of all, the people here at the South Point and the owner of the South Point that makes it all possible with his support for us on these things. And now I want to bring in our handicappers that are usually coming via satellite, but right here on set with me all through the Kentucky Derby, John Lendo and Jonathan Hardoon. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Ralph.
It's Thurby Day.
Yeah, you get to wear that hat once
a year.
And here it is.
Oh, the Thurby hat comes out once a year. That's it. Anyhow, I'm going to turn to you guys because as we move hour by hour through getting to the Kentucky Derby and the horses on the track and in the starting gate, there are always late developments, and I think you guys might have a few rumors going on there if you want to lay it on us for the Kentucky Derby.
Well, let's start with the Kentucky Oaks first, since on Friday, one filly was declared out of the Oaks this morning, and that was 5G. George Weaver reported that she hasn't been on her feed. She hasn't been cleaning out the feed tub the last couple of days.
Not good.
So it could be something brewing there, but in this, again, he's looking out for his filly, and that's the right thing to do. So 5Gs will not run in the Kentucky Oaks.
All right. What about the Derby, boys?
Well, if you have any interest in betting Baeza, I would say you probably have a good shot of seeing him running.
Ooh, rumors.
All over the place.
Oh,
Ralph.
man.
Well, this morning, you watch for the horses training, and Dave Grenick from Daily Racing Inform reported that Owen Almighty did not make it on the racetrack. Mike Welsh also reported from Daily Racing Inform.
What?
2 days before the Derby, you want to be galloping or doing something, but he did not make it to the track this morning. Apparently, the FanDuel folks went out there to the barn to ask, and Brian Lynch wasn't asking any questions. He was doing some stuff with the regulatory vets there. So there's something going on.
All right, John, so you're telling me no show on the track, no comment from the trainer 2 days before the Derby.
Yeah. That's where they stand. Now, nothing official on what's going on, but that's not exactly the pattern you want to see going into the race.
I'd say not good. Yeah. And if it reflects what probably would happen on regular,
you
terms.
wouldn't be running.
On your regular terms, that means Baez is going to be in the race.
Yeah, and not Owen Almighty, Cole Battle also same thing. Never showed up.
Never
on
went to the track
this morning. No, and the vets are at that barn as well, from what I understand.
Yeah, that's Lonnie Briley, and yeah, we'll see what happens there. I haven't gotten any updates on him yet, but anyways, there are a couple of horses that are going through protocols, and it's not unexpected. This happens, and this is the day and age of racing as we know it now.
These protocols are like the HISA people and the Kentucky Racing Commission people, right? Not the personal vets of the horses, although they probably are overlooking this. But these authorities that need to take examining these horses to get them approved.
Right. These are the racetrack vets that represent the racetrack. They have to approve these horses being allowed to run. It's not the private vet for the each individual trainer.
Wow. And remember, Ralph, this is not official. This is unofficial, but it's wise people that know what's going on in the game, that are behind the scenes, that is passing this information along. So chances are it's probably pretty accurate, but until it's official, we can't scratch it.
And didn't I say rumors?
Yes, you did.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I was a betting man, and I am, I'd say that Baeza getting into the Kentucky Derby field now is off the boards. I wouldn't even take a bet that he won't make it, because I feel that he's practically 99% going to get in the race. So now we have to find out who's going to ride the horse that Flavien Prat is named on.
Neoquest, the two horses.
Yes, the Neoquest, because he's named on that horse right now. But Prat did say, and the connections did say, that if Baeza gets into the race, he's going to ride him. So Neoquest gets an open spot for a jock.
Well, there'll be a few guys willing to ride in the Kentucky
think?
Derby. I don't think that's going to be a problem. And you're riding for Brad Cox.
Yeah.
This is Saffie Joseph.
Right. Saffie Joseph.
Joseph.
But also remember, if there are scratches, the guys that were riding those horses now are open. So I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
They won't have a problem.
Owen Almighty had Javier Castellano.
Right.
So if he gets scratched, he'll be open. And we'll wait and see about Cole Battle. Cole Battle had Juan Vargas, who was his regular rider for the trainer. I don't think he'd pick up a mount, but Javier Castellano could.
Well, if Saffie Joseph needed a rider, he could always call Edgar Zayas, who rides everything for him down there in Florida.
I'll tell you what, I would pay the plane ticket if I was him for that guy, because him and Saffie Joseph get together. They got a kismet going there.
Exactly, yeah.
Don't be surprised if he's on the grounds already.
I wouldn't be. Yeah, we'll check
the first flight out of Miami this morning.
Yeah, if he heard the rumors as well, he might start walking if he has to Kentucky. All right, latest from the weather people, the National Weather Service. And I saw this reiterated on a cable news network today about the 3 days leading into the Kentucky Derby today and tomorrow, etc. There is a storm going through Louisville. It's just a matter of how fast that storm is going to go through. Now, we all know that the track can dry out in no time flat, but they're going to get rain there, probably a little bit today and tomorrow, a lot, and see if it can get passed through by we get to Derby Day.
It certainly sounded a lot worse this morning than it was either of the last few days.
Yes.
And I would say that we may have rain, and we'll have to deal with it. But like you said, Ralph, no track in the world dries up as fast as that horse, as that track.
And John, you were talking about the other day where some of the grass stakes races on Tuesday and yesterday stayed on the grass, even though they had taken a lot of rain. And with Churchill Downs and the big weekend coming up, they'll do everything they can. As a matter of fact, they will run on the grass until the jockeys tell them it's unsafe.
And I would think no matter what the stakes races, the greatest stakes races will stay on the turf. But this morning there hasn't been any rain there yet. You're watching the broadcast this morning for FanDuel. Those guys were in short sleeve shirts on the set, so there wasn't any weather there. It's coming, but that's Kentucky. That's what happens there, and they're just used to it.
Well, you never know. Mother Nature might be a racing fan, and she's going to avert it a little, maybe. Who knows? I mean, we're talking about just a little piece over the Churchill Downs racetrack. Everything else around it, we really don't care about.
Maybe she's a racing fan.
Yeah, let's hope she is.
Well, what if she likes mutters?
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, I'm sure everybody likes their mutter, but in any case, that's the deal there. Couple of quick notes because we're talking about so much of the Derby all week long. There have been a couple of other quick notes in horse racing. Ricardo Santana Jr. got his 2000th win in America, North American 2000 win on a Steve Asmussen horse at Oaklawn on Sunday, so we want to congratulate him there. He was also the rider, by the way, that was on Asmussen's 10,000th career win. So these two
they have a long history
Yeah.
together, and Asmussen's been great for Santana's business. Unfortunately, his kids are now riding, so I'm sure he lost a lot of those mounts. But he uses them on a lot of big days and on a lot of big horses.
Yeah, and Santana was aboard his horse for his 2000th North American win. Tappan Street. Surgery went great, they said.
Yeah, that's what they said, and hopefully full recovery is ahead.
And they might expect him back by the fall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be good.
Yeah,
A horse with a lot of promise. Unfortunately, he's getting to miss Saturday.
And John, a trainer from Southern California that we know, Eric Kruljek, has retired. After the Chosen Braun, I guess he thought that was his pinnacle, and he has stepped aside.
Well, where do you go from there? You know, I think Eric kept him. The Chosen Braun kept Eric in the game longer than he was planning to, and when they retired the Chosen Braun in March, he said, "Well, that's enough." His son Ian will handle his stable, but good guy, terrific horseman. And I'm happy Eric got a chance to have a horse of that caliber before he had hit the sidelines. So good for him.
A solid career, and like you said, a good guy.
Good horseman.
Yeah.
And what a way to go out, having a horse like the Chosen Braun.
19 for 24. That's got to be fun.
I mean, those two together going out says a lot about still the good things about racing.
Yeah.
I need to apologize and make a correction in the statement I made yesterday on the special show. When we got to one of the answers of the most wins by a jockey, I said that Bill Hartack and Eddie Arcaro were tied with 5 Kentucky Derby wins. And we were looking at the horses that they rode. I inadvertently said that Northern Dancer was the horse that beat Shoemaker when he stood up at the finish line. That was not the case. It was the 1957 Kentucky Derby where Iron League beat Gallant Man. So, what could I say? I'm getting old. However, the brain matter was somewhere there because Shoemaker did run second on Hill Rise against Northern Dancer against him in the Derby. So I just wanted to make that correction.
And Ralph, one story about that Gallant Man where he misjudged the finish line.
Yeah.
You know what the owner of Gallant Man did after that? Instead of berating Shoemaker, he bought him a car. He did. He just he knew
That's
how
a class act.
He knew how bad he felt. He bought him a car.
You didn't hear what he said to him when he gave him the car.
Yeah, go
drive out of town, will you?
Get on the 405 and
No,
keep
as a matter of fact, you're right, and he kept him for the other Triple Crown races. Yes. Yeah. So, but I just wanted to make that correction. What can I tell you? At my age, sometimes you got to put a note on your steering wheel to get gas. So in any case, let's take a look at what the odds are going on. Excuse me, the odds right now, because there's been future betting going on for a couple of days at Churchill Downs for the Derby. Now here at the South Point, you can start betting on the Kentucky Derby, the card, I think, today. Isn't that right? Steve told us today.
I think so, yeah.
So if you're here in town, you can bet on it today, and of course, the future wagering will continue right through Kentucky Derby Day. But just before they open the availability of betting today, here's how it looks right now, as it came in overnight, I guess before they start betting again today. Citizen Bowl is 17, and by the way, as I go through this, if you guys have, let me know. Neo Equus is 55, Final Gambit is 18, Rodriguez as 9, American Promise 13, Admire Daytona is 39, Luxor Cafe is 14. Both Chris and Vinny like this horse.
That's Japanese.
One of the Japanese horses, 14-1, and the Japanese money probably hasn't come in yet. That's going to get bet down.
Oh yeah.
Yes. That horse will take action.
Yeah, the volume of that Japanese money hasn't showed up yet. Luxor Cafe, another one of the invited horses from overseas, is 14-1. Journalism right now is the favorite at 4-1. It was 7-2, and then he's gone up to 4-1.
We thought 7-2, 4-1. That's what we thought.
That's where I think it's going to settle in. Burnham Square is 20.
Wow.
There's your wow. I got a wow out of him. Burnham Square 20.
Can't tip anything off with too early.
No, that's right. Grande is 18. Flying Mohawk is 35. East Avenue is 34. Publisher is 30. I still think that's a high price on that horse. I don't know.
I'll give it a Ralph wow.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's a Ralph wow. I don't think he could probably win the race, but I do think he can be part of the gimmick without a doubt. And maybe, who knows? In any case, number 14 is Tistastic at 19-1. Render Judgment is 12. That's surprising.
That's short.
Yeah.
That's too short.
Yeah. Coal Battle is 29. He said that was one of the two horses that didn't make the track, right? Okay. Sandman is 5. I think that's too low. Yeah. I really do think that's too low on him.
He's a point more than journalism, and he's 15 points shorter than Burnham Square.
Yeah. Sovereignty is 11. That figures right about there. Chunk of Gold is 34. Owen Almighty is 43 if he goes. And Baeza, if he gets in the race, right now is 51-1. 51-1.
It's amazing. 21 horses. There's only 2 horses over the 30s. And
They spoke about on the show last night.
Yeah.
The days of getting $100 horse anymore are
over.
4 or 5 of those ought to be 99 to 1.
Oh, absolutely. Or 150, for goodness sakes.
Right.
But ever since Rich Strike won at that price, you'll never see horses at 80 or 90 or 70 to 1.
It's been this way for years.
Yeah.
Automatically, the $2 bettors are all going to look for prices. They're not going to bet a 4-1
or
names,
the jockey's name, or the jockey silks, or the horse's name, or the number, so we go on with that. But our handicappers are horse handicappers. And these 2 guys, I asked yesterday on the show, in case you hadn't seen it, and bring a note from your mom. But in any case, if these 2 guys, I asked them yesterday on the show not to give their Derby picks, because we're going to wait until the seminar tomorrow night to give their Derby picks. And so the seminar will be tomorrow night here at the South Point after the Kentucky Oaks Day of Racing is over and the last race is over in Southern California in the Grandview Lounge, and that's right next to the race book. It's a lounge that's set up for entertainment, so it's you'll have nice tables and chairs and all that, and we'll be on the stage for that. Get cocktails if you want there while you're going to the seminar. 6 o'clock, myself and Jonathan Ardoon and John Lendo, they'll be giving us, I'm going to go over every horse as I did on the morning on the line right now. I'm going to go through every horse with these guys, and then we're going to get their picks for the Derby. And by the way, the Kentucky Derby Day has a lot of great stakes races, including the Pat Day that I want an opinion on. And we'll get their opinion on some of the races as well on Derby Day. And if we have time, we'll get a question and answer session going with the people in the audience. And that's tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, Grandview Lounge here at the South Point. Park your car free, come on into the seminar for free, and just have a good time. Okay? Well, we're going to go to our first break, and when we come back, I'll get you your racing menu for today, and then we get started with our handicappers. We also have via satellite, of course, Jerry Jackowitz and Rich Eng as well. So on this Derby Day show, we'll be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas, taking a look at the weather. It's going to be beautiful here. It's 68 degrees outside right now. A little overcast, but that'll burn away, and we'll get the sun shining. It'll be 82. We're going to top off at 82, and that's going to be the way it is all weekend here in Las Vegas. High 60s to low 70s in the mornings, and getting up to the mid and high 80s in the afternoon. Always fast, firm, and perfect in the book. And by the way, same deal goes for Saturday's big Kentucky Derby party and the exhibit hall. It'll be perfect weather there for the big party there. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But in the meantime, as far as the weather is concerned around the country, looks like all the action is around the Great Lakes area and some down there in Mississippi and Missouri. But outside of that, everything else looks good. East Coast looks clear. Gulf of America / Mexico is clear. And all in Southern California is clear, although there's no racing today in Southern California. As far as the temperatures, 81 degrees in Miami, 66 in New York. Chicago's raining in 67. Cincinnati has some rain in 76, and that's, that's almost directly above Louisville as you get down into Kentucky. But yet St. Louis, that's to the west of Louisville, St. Louis is sunny and 75 degrees. The storm is just moving through there now. As far as the high temperature in the country, that's Phoenix, Arizona at 92, LA 71, and again, no racing in LA. So here we go with the racing menu for today, reminding you, as we always do, the first post times we broadcast on this menu each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone. So if you're here in Las Vegas or anywhere in the Pacific time zone, these are your post times. If you are listening anywhere else around the world in different time zones, adjust to the Pacific time zone from whatever one you're in so you don't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad. Okay, here we go. We begin with Churchill Downs, Louisville, Kentucky. First on the menu, 9:45 is the first post time on their Derby Day card. They got 3 stakes races today. The Kentucky Juvenile for 2-year-olds at 5 furlongs will be the 6th race on the card. 8 go to the post before scratches. Pinky Finger is the 8-5 favorite there with Joel Rosario aboard. Then we go to the 10th race, the opening verse at a mile, scheduled for the turf at 4-year-olds and up. 10 go to the post in this one. Good competitive race, too. The morning line favorite at 5-2 is Major Dude with Irad Ortiz Jr. And then, of course, the 11th race is the St. Matthews Stakes at 6 furlongs for 4-year-olds and up. 10 go to the post in that one, and the morning line favorite there at 5-2 is Speedboat Beach with Flavian Pratt aboard. First post time, Churchill Downs for a dozen races on this Derby Day is set at 9:45. Gulfstream Park has 9 races. By the way, Churchill Downs does have a Pick 6 jackpot carryover today of $17,022. $17,022 in the carryover at Churchill Downs for their Pick 6 jackpot. Then we get to Gulfstream Park. Their Rainbow Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $187,615. They've got 9 races and a first post time of 9:50. Belmont at Aqueduct. Now it's no longer Aqueduct, it's Belmont at Aqueduct starting up this week. Belmont at Aqueduct has 8 races today and a first post time of 10:10. 10:10 at Belmont at Aqueduct today. Oaklawn Park, they've got 9 races. Their feature race today is the Majestic Stakes, 6 furlongs, fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, a field of 11 before scratches. And the favorite in there at 3-1 is Gray Lightning. And first post time at Oaklawn is set at 10:30. Hawthorne Racecourse has 7 races. They've got a Pick 6 carryover, a regular Pick 6 carryover there of $7,717. First post time at Hawthorne set at 12:40. 12:40 at Hawthorne. Penn National has 7 races. Their first post time is 2:45. Evangeline Downs, 8 races with mostly full fields there. First post time is 3:30. And then we go to Charlestown. Charlestown has 8 races. Their first post time is at 4 p.m. And that is the menu for today. Okay. Now, let's, gentlemen, I usually go to you, Jonathan, usually on the satellite. So what say you for today?
All right, so we're going to give out a horse at Belmont at Aqueduct and obviously at Churchill Downs. First of our 2 plays comes in the 4th race today at Aqueduct, 7 furlongs on the main track. And I like the number 9 horse in here, My First Love. This is a 6-year-old mare who's been claimed in 7 out of her last 10 races. Well, now she's in the Richard Dutrow barn. Dylan Davis aboard to ride. She's listed at 4-1 on the morning line. She's going to get a great trip from out there. I like number 9, My First Love, to win today's 4th race out at Aqueduct.
All right, 4th race at Aqueduct, of course, part of the early Pick 4 and early Pick 5, and part of the Pick 6 as well. In the 4th race, the 9, My First Love. Well, we'd love to see her finish first. Dylan Davis aboard the 9 in the 4th race at Belmont at Aqueduct.
Let's go.
You know what? Nothing changes there except the name.
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's go to Churchill Downs, look at their 12th and final. And This is a selection for turf only. I'm sure they'll be on the grass. But the number 7 horse in here, Stellify, a 4-year-old filly from the Brad Cox barn, Florence Giroux aboard to ride. This horse ran super last time out in defeat. Today she gets the job done here. She's listed at 3-1 on the morning line, but she is a pick 5, pick 6 single, number 7, Stellify, 12th and final out of Churchill Downs.
Okay, I'm going to just check and make sure that we don't have any current updates, no current scratches yet at Churchill Downs. So hopefully in that 12th race that stays on the turf, you like the 7, Stellify, the 7 in the 12th and final. And that is a tough race, too. You came up there.
I've got the scratches in that race, Ralph. Okay. In the 12th race today at Churchill, scratched the 1 Pacific Front, scratched the 13 Vice, and the 16 Hideaway.
Okay, so 1, 13, and 16 are out.
They're going to need another scratch because the 14 and 15, maybe.
Yeah. Whatever the case may be, those are the late scratches right now.
That's what we have right now.
And your horse is still in. Stellify is still in.
Running. Yeah. She's running.
And that's a tough race, too. Yeah.
We like the hard ones.
Yeah, it's a goodie. It's a goodie. It's okay. I think that horse will definitely stay around 3-1 as the price there. All righty. We're going to go to our next break because standing by is Rich Eng, and then we will move on this Derby Day card. Get chatting on the chat box. If you didn't start it yesterday, make sure you get started today. All you have to do is subscribe. It is free to subscribe to the chat, and then you can start chatting away on YouTube's Race Day position. Don't go away.
Here we are in Houston, opening up our first veteran village. This beautiful building that's going to house 161 homeless veterans. Any veteran that risked their lives and are struggling with PTSD, mental illness, addiction. We're also building what I call comfort homes, 500 square foot homes. These are for older homeless veterans, so they have their own space, and give them back some of their dignity, some of their independence, and most certainly give them back their life. Go to T2T.org to learn how you can change a veteran's life forever.
South Point offers all the types of entertainment you'd expect at a first-class Las Vegas resort. Did you know our 400-seat showroom is one of Las Vegas's top destinations for live entertainment? Enjoy live performances by classic Vegas entertainers, bands, and today's hottest comedians, plus a rock and dance floor. You can also enjoy live entertainment at the Grandview Lounge, where you'll feel all the vibes of old Las Vegas. Enjoy the music, and if you love to laugh, don't miss The Dirty at 12:30, our very own free comedy show, every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. in the Grandview Lounge. The Dirty is 100% free, so arrive early. Go to southpointcasino.com or call the box office at 77136 for today's performances at the showroom and the Grandview Lounge. When you're ready for your favorite cocktail, stop in and unwind at one of our 7 specialty lounges. There's a bar around every corner, because you're in Vegas, baby.
Back on Race Day Las Vegas, and that humming there is going. Do you have words to this, by the way? I've tried doing some words. In any case, let's go out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning. All I can say, Richie, I want to thank you so much for your contribution on the Kentucky Derby special show yesterday, giving us some insight on some of the horses that you like in the Kentucky Derby. And, of course, things may change. Does the odds in the Derby, odds on a horse, you put odds on a horse that you like, and if the odds on a horse is not what you like, would you change your mind or you would go to it anyhow?
In America are the largest. If I do like a horse, I would like to see some action because it's not like betting the 4th race at Santa Anita where the horse you like is ice cold.
Right.
I would like to see some action, so I would consider that a positive, not a negative.
And if, and I'm only saying this because there's a big rumor out there that Baeza may get in one of the horses that didn't go to the racetrack. There were 2 of them. What were they again?
Owen Almighty and Cold Battle.
All right, those 2 didn't go to the track today, and that's not good news. If you're trying, you got to get out there and gallop, do something. So in any case, the rumor has it that maybe one of these horses might, be scratched. And if Baeza gets in, does that change your calculations?
Well, I'll take a closer look at him. I said on the show yesterday I didn't really look at him that closely. I was going to wait to see if he gets into the body. Well, he's in the body, so I will take a look at him. And the fact that he ran such a good race last time behind journalism. If you like journalism, you got to think you got to throw this horse in too, because there wasn't that much separating him.
Well, yeah, but journalism had a much tougher trip than Baeza did in that race. So, and he was kind of geared down at the end. He wasn't really going all out. Once Respoli got him to the lead, it was like, well, we got to save something for Louisville. But in any case, of course, and that's just the way other people look at the race. But I want to emphasize again, he is not in yet. He is rumored that he might be in, but he's not in yet. Okay. All right. So you got a selection for us today on the race for the races, and I think you've got something. Do you have something at Churchill or no?
Yeah, actually, I know the eyes of the racing world are on Churchill, but my play of the day for the show, Ralph, actually is at Gulfstream today. In race number 9, it's a sprint maiden special in the Tapeta. I like the number 1, Veronica Z. This horse really woke up and ran a strong race last time out. I think this horse will save ground and rally under Edgar Perez or Eddie Perez. 1, Veronica Z in the 9th at Gulfstream.
All right, 9th and final race at Gulfstream, and you're searching for winners anywhere you can. And in the 9th race, you like the 1, Veronica Z, the 1 in the 9th at Gulfstream Park. And again, I want to remind everybody that, Richie, you're going to have an extensive coverage, extensive handicapping sheet for tomorrow's Kentucky Oaks Day of Racing and Saturday's Kentucky Derby Day of Racing, right?
Yeah, my reports are completed for Brisnet.com. I've done it for the last dozen years or so, Ralph. They're available on the RacedayLasVegas.com website. They cost $20 each, $40 for both. But I get a lot of repeat customers, which I think is the best compliment I can get.
And I can tell you this, you did a lot of work on that. I know because I get them all the time when you have those special days. You do a lot of work on it. And Richie, you'll also be doing your Santa Anita sheet on the Race Day show over the weekend as well, right?
Yeah, of course, I'll be doing Santa Anita Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so, man, I tell you what, I hope people's bankroll is ready to go because there's going to be a lot of action.
Yes, there will be. And I'm sure what we want to do is make sure we're at the cashier's window and not at the ATM. So we'll keep that in mind. Hey, thanks a lot, Rich.
Hey, thanks, Ralph, John. Goodbye, everyone.
All right, you got it. Apologies for a little staggering
Ralph,
there on the signal.
I got an update. Cole Battle was on the track this morning, but it was without the yellow towels, so nobody knew who he was, but he was out.
He's incognito on the track at Churchill Downs.
I just got a text, correct.
That's old school horsemanship there,
yeah.
right? A little under the radar, baby.
All right, so he made it to the track.
Yeah.
With with his what is his nose and mustache
right.
thing and so, okay.
So
all right, but still
we like to get it right. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And by the way, that is a little bit of a tell too. So we'll keep that in mind. But these guys still have to go through all of those procedures and protocols with the layers of the vets that are hired there by the authorities. And that's the thing that might kill you.
Yeah, the vet checks every morning. Yes,
Yeah.
so we see at the Breeders' Cup and everything else. You got to go through this. This last week, they are scrutinized like you can't believe.
And today is a pivotal day, though, for Baeza, because if somebody doesn't scratch by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning,
right, then he's out.
Then he's out no matter what happens.
Right.
Yeah, but you can't see them holding it. If there's someone's coming out or close, they're going to announce. They don't want to lose a betting slot.
And not especially with Baeza.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, here's the thing, though. That decision has to be made by the vets, and you're right, they'll say it right away. But if the vets say okay, but the trainer's still vacillating, he may wait.
Yeah, it's a game. It's a game.
Yeah,
game within a game.
You just train like you're going to run, and whatever happens.
Yeah.
That stuff's all out of your control.
Let me ask you this, though. Baeza went there, trained as if he was going to go to the Kentucky Derby, and so. You would think, at least I would think, that they would enter him in the Pat Day anyhow for cross-entry.
Unless they want to go to the Preakness if they don't make the Derby.
Well, they can if they
but
decide.
If you're running in the Pat Day Mile, it's the same time between the Pat
Day
Day Mile
and the Kentucky Derby anyhow.
To go to the Preakness. It's only 2 weeks.
Yeah. So
and Chavis wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
That's not him. So.
Yeah.
I don't think John would have. If he gets in the Derby, unless he wins, I don't think he runs in the Preakness. He's not going to wheel that horse back in 2 weeks.
Right. Exactly.
And the Pat Day's a different race. It's a one-turn mile where you got to have speed, and this is a young horse he's still trying to learn and teach. Do you want to get him on the bit and running from the gate?
So in other
all the
words,
way?
you wouldn't want to jeopardize his future endeavors by shortening him up again, getting him confused.
It's training a different way for a different kind of race to me.
Especially John Sheriff's. He's a conservative, as they come.
Yes, he is.
And,
and I can say this. That Pat Day wouldn't be a walkover for him either, because that's going to be a tough race.
No.
What I'm going to do is, since we have a little time before we get to Jerry Jackowitz, I'm going to, after the break, I'm going to get your picks, John, and then I want you guys to go over the 3 stakes races today at Churchill, because I know you did the work.
Okay.
So we'll be right back. Don't go away.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Alrighty, back on the Thurby Day Race Day Las Vegas show for this regular Thursday, but it's a Thurby Thursday. And in any case, I do want to remind you all out there that if you missed the special, the Kentucky Derby special, it's still on YouTube. You can go there and get that. Tomorrow night will be the seminar, as we also talked about. And then, of course, Saturday is the big Derby Day party, and that'll be in the exhibit hall here at the South Point. They're going to have, of course, big theater-like screens, so you can watch the races. You'll feel like the horses are running over you. It's so big. And a bunch of other little TV sets around the perimeter of the exhibit hall in case you want to bet some other races at other racetracks on Saturday as well. We'll also have betting kiosks, if you like that, a full bank of betting windows, live betting windows, food and beverage discounts, as they always have here. And they're going to have a hat contest. As you can see, the hat contest there will produce some prizes for you, cash prizes on the first 3, etc. So come on out and have fun. Big banquet tables, too. So bring your friends and have a Kentucky Derby party there at the South Point. I'll be there, of course. John and Jonathan will be there as well at one of the tables there. And you can come by and say hi. We'd love to chat and talk with you. And that is Saturday. Doors open in the exhibit hall at 9 a.m. It's all free, including parking your car and getting to the exhibit hall and getting your table. All of that's free. Okay. I want to go over the 3 stakes races at Churchill Downs. I understand that John Lindo, his official pick on the show today, is one of those 3 stakes races. So we'll wait and get that as we look at those stakes races. And the first one that will roll out today in succession is the 6th race, is the Kentucky Juvenile for 2-year-olds at 5 furlongs. We do have a couple of scratches in there. Number 4, Des Blassie, and the 8 Barstool are both scratched. The 4 and the 8 are out. So the 8-horse field now at 7 horses at the moment. And you know, when you talk about 2-year-olds running at Churchill Downs, immediately people think about the next year's Kentucky Derby and whoever the winner might be. John?
Well, it's an interesting race. Only 2 horses have won. You've got a bunch of maidens in here, and then you have Wesley Ward.
Well, there you go. Yes, Jonathan?
Wesley Ward, pinky finger in the 5, beat the boys in her debut really fast, won it easy. She's going to be awful tough in here. The only other winner in the race is the Wesley Ward Double Talker, ridden by David Flores, of all guys, and came from off the pace. Those 2 are going to be awful tough to beat. The one maiden who's got a chance, number 6, Monster, who had a miserable trip behind Pinky Finger last time, he'll run a better race. To me, it's 5, 6, 7, and in a race that's not going to offer a lot of value.
Okay, and what about you,
I
Jonathan?
agree with John. It's between the Wesley Ward horses. I mean, it would be a great story if David Flores won another race, in a stake race, no less. So I'm kind of rooting for the 7, but it's 5-7-7-5.
John, you and I both Southern California for a long time. Remember David Flores when he was the kingpin at the Fairplex, and he was just a good, solid rider. And I guess I don't know what the situation was, but now he's the number 1 right-hand man for Wesley Ward, right?
He breaks a lot of the babies in Florida for Wesley Ward and gets them all started down there. And so Wesley will throw him a mount or two at Keeneland just because. And I don't think he had won a race in about
3 years.
3 or 4 years.
Yeah, he won one at Keeneland.
And he won with Double Talker, who runs today. So he just, paying him back a little bit for all the work he's done. And
he does that with a lot of riders.
Yeah,
he did it with Martin Pedrosa.
Martin Pedrosa,
if
right.
you remember.
Yeah.
So he throws a bone to the...
Well, Wesley Ward at one time was a jockey,
He was an apprentice. He was great in New York.
And you see the size of him now. There's no way he was a jock. But
he was. Yeah,
and
that's the reason why he's no longer a jockey. Just outgrew it. He couldn't.
Well, he's a damn good trainer, and especially with young horses.
Yes, so. And they fear him when he goes to England too.
Yes,
Ascot with his horses. He does point towards that meet. And I guess, it makes sense to keep Flores on this horse even in the stakes race because he's at least got a rapport with this horse.
Well, he obviously knows him. He's drawn outside, and the speed will go. I don't know if 5 furlongs is going to be his best gig. Eventually, he's going to want to go further, but that filly's going to be tough to catch. Pinky finger.
So it looks like pretty much the favorites in the 2-year-old race, the Kentucky Juvenile. Then we go all the way to the 10th race for the second of the 3 stakes races. This one scheduled at a mile on the turf. The opening verse at 4-year-olds and up. I'm old enough to remember opening verse. It's the 10th race on the card. We have one scratch, number 7, Mercante. The 7 Mercante is out, which leaves 9 to go to the post. This one a little bit more wide open, although a Major Dude is the 5-2 favorite with Irad aboard. Jonathan?
This race is wide open, Ralph. I would demand a price. Listen, Major Dude could certainly win, but I'm looking at the 1 horse here, Piper's Factor, 20-1. That's just way too big a price, and that's a horse that I would fool around with in here.
Now, Piper's Factor, who's the trainer there?
I can't pronounce the name, but I know the jockey is Kazuchi Kimura.
Is it a Japanese trainer?
Yeah. Oh, I don't think so.
Okay. Anyhow, because
no, that is Katerina.
Sounds like a Russian trainer.
Yeah, it looks like a Russian last name. I can't pronounce it.
Okay. In any case, Katerina got Kazuchi. And Kimura doesn't have a mount in the Derby, so he's out there riding these other.
He's got races. A few mounts to the next couple of days.
Some stakes races.
Right. Okay. He does have some.
And this is one of them that he likes.
I think Copion might be one of his mounts, right?
Right.
I think that's probably why he's out there.
That horse has a legitimate chance.
But you still like him here?
Yeah, why not?
He can win 2 races, right?
I think so.
Okay. So in the 10th race, you like a 20-1 shot, Piper's Factor. Oh my goodness, John.
I tell you what, number 9, Brilliant Birdie, is entered back, I think, in the Bourbon on Saturday. Mm-hmm. But if he runs in this spot today and he's not scratched yet, this is a horse that absolutely loves Churchill Downs, the turf course. He's 3 for 3 there. They absolutely gave him a race at Fairgrounds on the Muniz last time, just kind of sat and let him finish up a little bit. I thought it was a prep all the way. He was pointing to Churchill. If he shows up in this spot, I think he's really well spotted. I like Brilliant Birdie in here. Lagnos, if it rains, I thought he'll handle anything, whether it be turf, mud, whatever. And he's getting good, and he's got a little a turn of foot, and you got Flavian Prat in there. I made the race 9-10.
Okay, so you got the 9 and the 10 there. Flavian Prat 5-1 on the morning line. This looks like a race that's going to hold the morning line, though, pretty much, because,
I think so.
Like you guys say, it's a wide-open event on the turf. Let's hope they keep it on the turf, folks. All right, the 11th race is the St. Matthews. This is 6 furlongs for 4-year-olds and up, field of 10, and at the moment, no late scratches in this race. 4-year-olds and up going a sprint distance of 6 furlongs. And in this race, the morning line favorite at 5-2 is Speedboat Beach, with Flavian Prat aboard, John.
Well, I think Speedboat Beach is going to take a lot of money in here. He comes off a win in the Malibu. That was back in December of 23. So it's been a while.
Wow.
He's worked good and okay at different times at Santa Anita getting ready for this. He's run well fresh before. He's obviously the one to beat. But coming off that layoff, do I really want him at, I think it's maybe more like 7-5 or 6-5. No, I like number 10, Valentine Candy in here. I thought he absolutely hated the grass course at last time at Keeneland trying that. Gets back on the dirt. This is what he wants. He's drawn outside. He can stalk and press from the outside. I think he's going to get a good trip here under Jose Ortiz. 9-2 on the morning line off a muddied line last time. I like number 10, Valentine Candy, in the 11th.
And that is your official pick on the show as well.
That's my radio play today. Yes.
Your radio play today is the 10, Valentine Candy. Let's hope he gets the candy today in the 11th race, the 10 horse. Jonathan, what are we going to look for to hook him up with?
I like the 4 horse, and they're happy as a choice. John Ortiz, whose barn really heated up at Keeneland after having a horrible Oaklawn meet. He gets Mike Smith to ride. The horse is 2 for 3 at Churchill, so we know he likes the track, and he's 1 for 2 on a wet track in case the rains come. I like the 4, happy as a choice. But John's horse, certainly the horse to beat.
All right, number 4, happy is a choice. So we get the candy and happy together. I hope those 2 choices.
Choose your candy.
Finish first and second or second and first. In fact, I'll make that a Siraco play on the show. What the heck? In the 11th race, the Siraco play is going to be the 4, 10, 10, 4. You like the 4. John's radio pick.
It's the 9.
The race day.
The 10.
Race day pick, I should say. Oh, I know we're on radio, but this is the race day. So that's his race day pick there in the St. Matthews, the 11th race on the card. 12 races overall today. And just before we take our final break, I'm going to squeeze just one more. You guys give me anywhere on the card today a long shot that you like.
I gave you one in the 10th race.
I know, but I'm going to squeeze another one. I'm going to squeeze another one out of you.
You go first, John. I'm shopping.
All right, race number 7 today. I thought Domingo. I want to make sure number 6 on the program.
Yeah.
I think this horse is okay. Been kind of racing in the shape, looked a little heavy in the first couple of races I saw. Getting better. I think the horse is fit now. This is one of those Vicky Oliver horses. She uses Johnny Velasquez when she's live. Velasquez is on this horse today. I just got a feeling we're going to see his best race, 6-1. I don't know if he's good enough, but the price is there, and it's going to hold in a wide open field. So in a race that could go a number of different ways, I like the 6, Domingo, race 7 at Churchill.
Okay. And in the 7th race, you like the 6, Domingo. And I'm sure that Jonathan will give me a what for after the show, but are you still looking?
I'm out of plays right
now. I'll tell you what. We'll take our final break, waiting for Jerry Jackowitz, and when we come back, maybe he'll find one. Who knows? Stay tuned.
This intimate gourmet room has earned accolades galore. Come to Michael's Gourmet Room for an unforgettable dining experience. Another famous restaurant is the Silverado Steakhouse, where you'll find the charm and service that discerning patrons require. From top quality steaks and chops to fresh seafood and desserts, you'll love the award-winning wine list and menu at Silverado Steakhouse. Steak lovers have even more options with primarily prime rib. Catering to hearty appetites, the menu features a variety of flavorful prime rib cuts, dry aged to ensure tenderness, and then seasoned and slowly roasted. Although prime rib is our specialty, it's not the only thing on the menu. There's something for everyone.
Vegas in complying with a chatter out there that wanted me to make a play. I did. I gave you a Siraco play with these 2 guys' horses, okay? And that's what I'm going to play. That's going to be my play. All right, let's get out to Jerry Jackowitz standing by. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
All right, today at, 12 noon, you'll be doing your seminar at the Boulder Station?
That is correct.
Okay.
That is absolutely 100% correct, from 12 to 2, and hopefully we'll see everybody out there.
Well, I do know one thing for sure, that you gave us, your thoughts about the Kentucky Derby yesterday, and of course, they're now over at the Belmont at Aqueduct meet. They call it Belmont at Aqueduct because Belmont is still under, redoing their construction over there, remodeling, and et cetera. So, but it's the same old Aqueduct.
It's Aqueduct.
Yeah.
They can call it whatever they want, but it's Aqueduct.
All right. Well, Jerry, let's get started with maybe a pick and find out what's going on there.
Let's see what we got for you today. In the second race, I have a really nice 8-1 shot. Lady Sriracha. Hopefully she'll have a little heat to her when she's running down the stretch. From Michael Moore, terrific trainer. Ships in really nicely into New York and has a really good shipping record. And this is a pretty fast horse. For 8-1, I think really rates out as a decent play.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably take anything 7-2 or higher.
Okay.
That's the 4 horse. So good win place type bet. Play the 4 over the 1, 3, 4, and 5.
Well, you're not going to play
reverse
it
1, 3, 4, and 5 over the 4.
No.
The favorite is the 1. Press it.
Okay, Jerry. Let me try to give it right. Okay, the 4 is the key. The link ups are 1, 3, and 5, and
1,
reverse.
3, and 5,
and reverse. Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
No, 1, 3, 5, and 6. I'm sorry.
All right.
All right.
Put caffeine
1,
in
3,
your
5,
put caffeine in your coffee tomorrow. Okay.
It's true. The decaf is apparently not working.
I'll give it out as you intended. Second race, the 4 is the key. The link ups are 1, 3, 5, and 6, and reverse. Correct.
Correct.
Okay. In any case,
engage brain before using mouth. Remember that.
Yes. There's an old saying that I told John Lendo the other day, but I'm not going to say it here as far as
be careful here.
Speaking is concerned.
Yeah.
But in any case, we understand, Jerry, that you're just getting up this morning. So anyhow, that's your play in the second race. You do have a full Jerry J's Power Pages, though, at jerryjspowerpage.com for today at Aqueduct, even though it's Belmont at Aqueduct, like it makes a difference. In any case, Jerry, we'll wish you well in your seminar today for the Kentucky Derby. I want to thank John and Jonathan for showing up and being here on set. You guys will be here through the Derby, right, Fred?
Yes, sir.
For sure.
Okay. Right. Sunday.
And it's a very interesting and good card today at Churchill Downs, though.
Get ready. It's going to be a long weekend. It starts now.
Yes.
12 today.
Starts now.
Here we go.
So on
Start your engines.
On this Thursday, which is now called Thurby Day from Churchill Downs Edict, this Thurby Day, we'll hope that the weather gets through there as quickly as possible so we can have something of a fast track for Derby Day, at least a lot of the races on Derby Day. But in the meantime, I want to thank everybody a lot for watching and for going. Don't forget, if you didn't see the special show, you can still see it at YouTube and all of the exciting things that are happening here, including us being back tomorrow morning. In the meantime, Jerry's got one more thing to say.
Have a great race day, everybody.